Hello, everyone. Danse, welcome back to the Newo Wellness Podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. Today is going to be exciting. We have two amazing and powerful and resilient, amazing guys who I've actually had the pleasure of knowing for a couple years now. But before we get into that, I want to interact with you guys a little bit and maybe just some feedback and tune in with us and connect back to us and comment where you're from, where you're tuning in from, whatever reserve or community that might be. And feel free to ask questions, any questions you might have throughout this podcast. We'll definitely be able to answer some of those. But yeah, this week, it's been an amazing, incredible week for me. I'm a little overwhelmed, right around this time has been final season. So just trying to stay balanced, right? And when I'm feeling a little stressed out or I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, I always got to remember to regroup and debrief and smudge. I was just smudging here before I came on, and my smudge usually goes out within like 30 seconds, a minute. And I think that's just like, it's just soaking up all my energy. And then the smudge is just gone. The smoke is gone. And this smudge wouldn't go out. And I was like, man, it's getting pretty smoky in here. I was getting scared. I was like, what do I do? I've never had this problem. This smudge won't go out. And here I had to put a little water on it, but sorry, Shayna, it's her smudge, but she doesn't have to know. Anyways, I am very pleasured and honored to bring on my two special guests, where we will be talking a little bit about our own stories and our own perspectives, and maybe a little bit about how we nourish all aspects of self. Welcome, Shaylen Fox and Rollin Baldhead.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you guys doing?
Good, you? I didn't know who was going to speak first.
The computer froze.
Yeah.
You guys are doing good. Rollin came from a game, and Shaylen's just fired up, ready to go.
Yeah. I was just watching like a Shameless that I started that that series again. I don't know why, just something to watch. I think it's the dysfunctional stuff that I just enjoy watching.
It's
and
like
it's
intriguing. Hey?
Yeah. It's like, is this how my life used to be? Is this what it was? Yeah. So you kind of just enjoy it when it's on TV and it's not in your own personal life anymore. So it's something that I can look back and laugh at today. So
do you just love Frank?
Yeah, Frank is just a legend.
What would you do if you were Frank's child?
My hair wouldn't be in a ponytail.
And you, Rollin, what are you watching?
Lately, he kind of looks like Deadpool, but he's just like dressed in all white. It's a new show that just came out. It's like with Egyptians. It's based off from Marvel, and it's super cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, super good.
Okay, so man, I was so excited for you guys to jump on. Me and the other Newo Wellness girls were super excited to get you on here because we've had the privilege of getting to know you both professionally and through the business and personally. And I actually met Rollin when I was 15 years old, when I was just a little girl, and when I was just sort of figuring out what I did and didn't like and what I wanted to do with my life. And I remember Rollin, the first time I met him, we were in Ottawa, and I was coming down to the event center, the room there where everything was being held, and he was already pulling jokes. Everyone was laughing, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, he's making everyone laugh. I want to know him. Who is that? And it was really cool because that's where all my leadership stuff started to rumble, and from that experience, it just turned into a whole passion of mine where I don't know, I just love to do this stuff. So it was, yeah, I met Rollin at the beginning of it all, and when I started to kind of become clean myself, and then also just trying to figure out the person that I wanted to be. So yeah, it was really cool. Rollin was just he was a younging too, just like me. Just kidding. And Shaylen, he's just, I don't know, he's always been connected to my family, and he's just been a great representative in my hometown and even the surrounding reserves too. Shaylen has done so much for the communities around North Battleford here in Saskatchewan, and especially when it comes to sports, soccer, basketball, fitness. Like, man, we even went to CrossFit together, and that was just like he was a really big motivator for me, and even Rollin here. Like, now I have his position that he just passed on here, and it's crazy how the world works, how we become connected to people and learn from each other. And but I actually wanted to ask you guys, maybe we can start with Shaylen. Just tell me a little bit about yourself and the viewers and people that are watching, maybe where you grew up and stuff like that, what you're doing now. And
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say congratulations on your FSIN, your like leadership role. Well, like I know you took great pride in it, and I know you have lots of support out there, and I know Rollin, for example, always wants to leave it in a better place. So whatever he did in this past couple of years, he just wants the youth that are like behind him to leave it in a better place, and I truly believe that you are ready to take that torch, and you are ready to speak for the youth of FSIN, right? So congratulations on that, and a good job on Roland on paving the way. So yeah, what was the question? Where I grew up?
Yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself. And
Yeah, I've always Battleford has been my home pretty much most of my life from a Sweetgrass, but bounced around. Lived in Wichita for a little bit, and Prince Albert a little short period of time when I was young. But Battleford is where I've always pretty much I've lived on Sweetgrass, but haven't lived on the reserve since maybe 5-6 years old, somewhere in there. So yeah, pretty. I always say I come from a single mom, a teenage mom. My mom was 16, pregnant, 17 when I was born. And my brother was behind me 3 years, and my sister's 4. So my mom had 4 kids, or three kids by the time she was 21 years old. No high school, graduation, right? So it was different, right? It was a different upbringing. Yeah. So mom's an alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic. I think my mom's been sober close to 30 years, maybe just a little over 30 years too, right? So somewhere in there, 28, 30 years, and my dad is still an alcoholic, right? So struggles with that. Been in and out of that life, but yeah, no, grew up just like that. Poverty. I didn't know what poverty was until you get older and you start to actually learn about money, income, and class, a middle class. So it was different. Now that I think back on it, it's made me who I am today, and I'm proud of it. But there's some tough moments in life that challenged me, right? So yeah. I don't know how much you want to go into it, but I don't want to take it all too. So if Rollin wants to share something, we can just kind of go back and forth.
yeah. Okay, Rolly.
Sorry, I can't get over this, but I feel like my eyes are going this way. Like I'm just like, what? But
And the whole time have you been staring at yourself?
yeah, like are my eyes facing out, like, or does it look like I'm looking straight? I'm just like something's not symmetrical here.
Look at the camera real quick. Oh yeah, I see it too.
Let's go, No, yeah, I'm Rollin Baldhead. I'm from One Arrow First Nations. Grew up in Saskatoon with my mom. My sister Caitlin. My sister Raina first, and then my sister Caitlin came in the later years of our lives. And it was just us three. And I grew up with my mom, and I just happened to be that really crazy kid who always got in trouble. And so there was just like a lot of run-ins with with the principals, a lot of racism growing up in my elementary school years. There was things like, for instance, a teacher had forged my mom's name to put me on Ritalin in elementary school. There's another point where like they would always call social services on us, and my mom would be like, "Oh my gosh," and it'd just be like this crazy hectic thing. And my mom was, of course, she went through that residential system as well. So she was always just like, "Oh my God, if you get taken away, like this was my experience. I don't want that to be your experience." So she was super transparent with me, and as well as when I think about it now, my mom was just like a very driven person, and she's always left me in the know of a political thing. So when I was younger, when I was in grade 1, I remember Jim Panque. He ran, and he was super racist, and I was at my Auntie Sheila's, and there was these floats going by on 20th, and all of a sudden people started throwing rocks at Jim Panque's float. And I remember, like, I was just like, holy man, because when I think about it, and what triggered that memory was when I was watching 42, and that racist kid who starts uttering racism after he sees his like parents and stuff like that. So, and I started doing that, but I was just like, who is this Jim Panque? Anyways, so like my mom was a huge support. It was me, my mom, my sister Raina, Caitlin, always growing up together. My dads were always different people in my family who were very close, which were my uncles. They were there was 12 of them on my mom's side. So when my mom is my mom, but as well as I had all my aunties who were there, and my uncles were always there. And so when I got a little too much for my mom, my uncles would be there, and then they all have pivotal moments in my life, my family, and I take them all very close. Even my cousins, I have I think there's about 8 of us, 12 of us. I just look like brothers and sisters, and yeah, I grew up with them. So that's as quickly and as concise as I could put of who I am. I'm very family orientated, and yeah, I just love to laugh, and a little quick backstory behind it.
He's just a little storyteller there. I thought I was just listening to a book on my phone real quick. I was like,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay. I just want to dive right into it. So, I don't know, Roland, do you follow Shaylyn on Instagram?
Oh yeah.
So was that yesterday, Shaylen, where you made that beautiful, empowering post?
Yeah, that was yesterday. Yesterday evening, I was just I was in the gym just working out, and
talk about it. I want
to. Yeah, I was just in the gym, and what I've learned about myself too is like I lack patience. I 100% lack patience. I can honestly admit that. I always want to know. I want to know. Like I have a knee injury right now too, and I'm like, when is this knee injury going to be done? When like can I get back to doing what I can do? even with like a career. Where am I going in this career? Is this the right place for me? Do I want a new challenge in life? Like I'm always thinking of something, right? And and I lack patience. So whenever and I already know that answers aren't going to come to me if I just keep thinking about them. Like they're just going to be scenarios placed in my head that I'm going to solve, and then I'm going to think of a different scenario, and then I'm going to just overthink the whole situation, right? So um so I try and work on that, and I try, and it's not an easy thing for myself to do. But yesterday I was in the gym by myself. I have a knee injury, so I'm just riding the bike and doing some core kind of things. But yeah, I was just thinking back on my journey of sobriety, right? For those of you that don't know, think I'll be 6 years in July. So I don't know how far that is, 5.5 years roughly, almost 6 years, pretty much. Yeah. So I've been clean and sober for 6 years. And my post yesterday, I was just thinking back on. I just put a random number on there. I said I tried to quit drinking 5,634 times, I want to say, and it took me 5,635 times to actually get on the healing journey. And if I wanted different results, I'd have to do something totally different. I had to get out of that life that I was with. I had to change my friends, change my mind set. But most importantly, I had to look myself in the mirror, and that's the scariest part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was talking about a routine, and I was telling you this earlier as we're in the backstage. I have to be in a routine. I have to be, because if I'm not in a routine, I already know where I'm going to be, because I came from there 6 years ago when I just no structure, no routine whatsoever. So I'm in a route, and I even said, like, I get up in the morning, I listen to a podcast, journal, go to the gym, go to work, coach, read. Like, that's pretty much how you sum up my day, and it's like that for a long time now. But I also people would think that's boring, right? But to me, it's not boring, because it's a new podcast every day. It's a new journal. It's new thoughts every day. It's a gratitude. It's a new workout every day. It's a new day at work every single day, because you never know, because you never know what the education world is going to bring to you, like with the students, and so it's not boring to me, because there's always something new. There's always something to be grateful for. So I always gratitude is something that I've always not always, that I've been working on in the last few years. And I enjoy just giving compliments. I enjoy giving back to the community. Coaching, as you said earlier, coaching is that's the reason why I am a teacher. yeah I don't
Well, they say education is the new buffalo.
Yeah, education is the new, like, a buffalo too, right? And I have a different spin on it. My teaching background world is not about the academic piece. I'm going to be proud of everybody that graduates, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to share the experiences of how it was growing up in the city as a Cree boy, like a teenager, as an Indigenous young man, right? It's a different world. It's different stereotypes. It's different perspective. It's the world that we are not meant to thrive in, right? We are meant to survive. So yeah, it's something that that's just a work in progress, and my sobriety is something that lots of people ask about it and things like that, right? And I share about it here and there, but I honestly, I don't. The one saying that always pops in my mind, and don't count the days, make the days count. I learned that in rehab, and I think about it every day. That's why I don't know how far I am in sobriety. I just know I'm going to be 6 years in July, right?
So what would be, and this goes for Rollin too, because I want to say, like, in some way, as humans, we are addicted to something. We have addictions. That could be through social media, that could be like alcohol, or that could be through drugs, but it could be addictions to people. It could be addictions to work, or addictions, like there's all these different kinds of addictions that we have. But how did you just quit and just stop? Because I know that it takes a lot of discipline. And that's why when people have that feeling, like that urge where maybe they get stressed out and then they want to do it again, or maybe, like, what would you say helped you the most to actually put it away and stop? And this could be for Rollin, like maybe you knew something wasn't good for you. How did you just set it aside and never looked back and was like, I'm not going to do this? And then when you felt like you're just like, what were you telling yourself to just not go back into that experience again?
Roll it or myself?
Any one of you guys can answer.
Rollin, you want to go first?
Well, like for me, I've been kind of keeping it really low key because I know I've been failing like lots in my drinking, and I've been 4 months, but around there. But like I've been kind of following what you had said there, Shaylyn, is just recently here is, you know, making the days count. And because I noticed when I get to this one, it was bad. Like I couldn't get to a month. But now that I'm at 4 months, I kind of just take each day. I'd be very thankful for, you know, this. I'm actually gaining a respect for my addictions.
Mm-hmm.
And how I dropped it was just crisis. Like it was the morning after of feeling ashamed. It was the morning after of feeling like shit. It took you know, my mom reporting me being missing and stuff like that. And even though you know I was for a time, but you know, thankfully I was okay. It was the shame that I kept finding myself. I was in the morning next, and I was like, shit, why do I always feel like this, like shame, or feeling like, oh man, I never want to drink again. Why do I drink? And then I actually just wanted to drink at the baseball game I was at, because, you know, I was meeting new people. And I was like, you know what? It's a social lubricant. I just feel like I'm way more outgoing. I'm way more funner. But you know what? As well as I can be an asshole at the same time. You know, I have no regards for what kind of jokes I'm telling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like what took me to quit. It could be, you know, that was my threshold of like, shit, I gotta grow the hell up, because look, I'm not where I want to be, and I've been not where I want to be. I had the same conversation with myself over and over, waking up and been like, shit, I didn't like texting this person, you know, this let's meet up, or I didn't like, you know, saying this, or getting mad, or trying to get into a fight. That wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely inner thoughts of what was, you know, rumbling up through those drunken states. And it was just, I just had enough of it. It was, you know, but I don't know if if I go back, you know, at least I can say I enjoyed these months. I keep trying to trick myself too and be like, you know what, I can have one beer. I can have one beer, and I can go, you know, and then I just go back sober. But I've tried that too, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, shit, I gotta just stay sober and just kind of focus on myself, and, you know, kind of wonder like, oh, wait a minute, I can have fun, or
Mm-hmm.
or why do I feel, you know, almost like an insecurity feeling of going outside, or, you know, being social and stuff like that? Why do I need
Would
that?
you say that's regret? Did you have a feeling of regret after, like when you drank?
Well, yeah, definitely, just due to like the nights before, like you and just like, well, not so much regret. It was that shame, right? Like just going down like deeper than that. Like everyone would have regret of like, oh my gosh, why did I say that? Or
Yeah.
why did I do those kind of dance moves? I don't know how
Like,
to.
why did I text her?
Yeah, but like it was like down to the core of it. It was I kept recreating this thing, which was shame, and I
Yeah.
had to get to the bottom of that. And it's a work in progress for me. Yeah, for definitely. Shaylen?
Yeah, it's just you just get tired. They would say there was a rock bottom, but I don't know if I had one specifically moment that was like, this is your this is your this is your chance to quit. I was just getting tired of all all the exact same things, like checking my phone in the morning, checking my bank account. Even just missing work. You know, dealing with the cops. Falling behind bills. Um, Dealing with my daughter's mom. Even my son's mom. Like, just it was just a combination of things. I was just tired of it all. Um, and I've tried thousands of times quitting, right? I've tried, um, but it's so easy to say that I want to quit when I was hungover because you just feel like crap. It's so easy to say you want to quit when you're broke, but that doesn't stop you, right? Yeah, but you know what? It's just where Rollin was going to. It's 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 the root. You have to go to the root. You have to go to the root of what you're numbing. What you're avoiding. What you're pushing down inside your stomach. There's a reason why you're there, and only you know what that reason is, and only you know how you want to deal with it and how you want to heal from it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a matter of what where you are in your life, right? It's you don't even realize that you're in addictions world after a while. You're kind of you're just in that world. Like, you don't know you're in it, right? You start off experimenting with your friends, right? And then once every couple months, then paydays, and then every weekend, and then all of a sudden you're doing it every second day, and then all of a sudden you're doing it 5-6 days in a row, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's you gotta people have to look out for you, but you also have to look out for yourself. You have to look yourself in the mirror. And one of the hardest things that I struggle with today too, because I remember when Rollin was when he said he was missing. We were out golfing. We were out golfing, and I remember that day because they're like, "Have you seen Rollin?" I said, "No, like, I left after golf. I don't know where he is." Right. And but also, to me, it's like, I never once went to Rollin and said, "Hey, Rollin, like, uh, what the heck's going on here? Like, how come you took off? Like, is everything okay?"
Yeah.
Like, people who struggle in my own family, in my own circle, it's rare that I wait for them to come to me for help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go up to you, Hailey, and say, "Hailey, I've seen you've been out for 6 days in a row. Is everything okay?" I kind of just like, she's on her own, and once she's ready, then she can talk, and that's probably one of the hardest.
I didn't know you saw me.
Yeah, well, yeah. So,
No.
that
Yeah.
that is a hard conversation, right? And
Mm-hmm.
especially with your friends and your loved ones and your bros and your girlfriends and boyfriends. It's that's a tough conversation.
But I think too, like, when you're caught up in an addiction, like, people could easily tell you that. People can say, like, you need to clean it up. You need to better yourself. This isn't you. Like, you need to quit right now. And it's so easy to tell somebody that, but are they really gonna listen? And
Yeah,
then I know, like, a lot of people, after, they're clean and they're out of that cycle, and they're like, I should have listened to those people. But those are the lessons that you have to learn,
yeah,
right? Because you're learning from the mistakes. And I'm not saying it's mistake, because it's all a learning experience, right? Because it makes you the individual that you are. But you realize, like, yeah, I should have listened to those people. But in the moment, like, that's not what you want to hear.
and even in
It's
the
not.
moment
When you're like, woo, 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 it's like,
yeah, and especially when you're hungover, right? Like, when someone comes and checks up on you, you don't want to, you're not looking to get into shit, right? Like when someone's getting mad at you, it's like, get out of here, man. Like, I don't have time for you. Like, but what I've learned now, and I have had these conversations with my brother and my sisters, and I don't get mad at them anymore. It's not like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's like, like, I miss hanging out with you, sister. Or like, I wish we can hang out more. It's bringing up the good like memories that kind of hit them in the feelers, right? Rather than giving them crap. Because who wants to get in crap? No one wants to sit there and get told to do something, right? It's the way you approach it, and because we know what we're doing wrong, and we know we're hurting ourselves and we're hurting the people around us and we're hurting our partners, our mom, dad, kids, right? But we're looking for something, right? And we're just calling out, and we're calling out for help. It's probably love and probably affection and some kind of healing journey, right? So yeah, but that comes back to the root again.
To like numb something, hey?
Yeah.
And I think that's why people drink too. And I was in a point in my life where I would drink or I would smoke because I was hurt, man. I was hurt. Like, I didn't want to feel, I didn't want to talk to people. And that was a way for me to just not think about it, not feel it, because I knew if, say, I would drink or if I smoked, that I wasn't going to have to worry about it. It was just gone when I was having fun. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, it's hard to accept that, to actually accept that you might be going through something, and accept that maybe you're hurt, or maybe there was a trauma, or maybe something happened to you, and even bringing that up to somebody who might be in that state and in the alcoholism, or doing drugs or whatever it might be. It's hard to tell people that, because they might get angry. Like, you don't know nothing. You don't know anything about me. This, and I know, like, just when I was in that position, like, that was just the last thing that I wanted to hear. Like, nobody knew what was actually going on. You could think that you knew, but I think experiencing it too, I think once you accept that you need to heal, but heal in a different way. There's healthier ways to fully better yourself. And that's where the medicine wheel comes in too. And that helped me just starting to balance. I'm not saying like I was like a severe alcoholic, but I would drink to not feel, right? And just, I know a lot of kids do that as well. But it wasn't until like I started to balance that medicine wheel again, and especially through the spiritual culture aspect of my life, because just growing up in a city and in North Battleford, I wasn't like in the res. I didn't grow up around elders that often. I wasn't getting those cultural teachings, and my mom did try, like she wanted me to believe in something, and would try to get me to learn more about my culture. But I still didn't attend ceremony as much as I wanted to. I wasn't doing like a lot of those practices, just not smudging every day at a young age, going to powwows and stuff. And so I know that like once I started to do that, it was helping me. But I want to know what you guys do to balance your medicine wheel, because I know Rollin, he does an amazing job at making people laugh. He likes making people laugh, and maybe he doesn't even mean to make people laugh, but he does. But I know that it makes you feel good to make other people laugh, and that helps you. So I just like, sorry, I'm just gonna put my chapstick here. um,
One of the things that I was just thinking as I was listening to you speak here, you know, we aren't the first people to become sober, and there are thousands of people that are quit drinking before us, and there's 1,000 people that are quit drinking today, and there's going to be
yeah.
another 1,000 people behind us, right?
Mhm.
So whatever we think we are going through or have went through, there's been hundreds and thousands of people that have went through the exact same thing, and there's people that are going through them today, and they're finding their way, and they aren't finding their way yet, and we pray that they're going to find their way, but there's going to be kids and that are young age that are gonna think that we don't know what's going on. But I can sit here and I can relate with what you're saying. Roland can sit there and like relate to me. I can sit there and relate to someone who's been sober for 15 years, right? Just like they can relate with us, and that's, so we're not like, so when people always talk about like, they're proud of me and there's things like that, and I am grateful for it, but I'm also like, I just live a normal life, I don't do anything spectacular, and I just live an everyday life. It's not nothing extraordinary, but it's
But
that,
your life is so cool.
yeah.
Hey. But your life is so cool. You just do great things.
It's just consistent, right? It's consistent. I go to the gym for the most part and things like that, but it's just consistent. I enjoy coaching. That is one of my things. I really enjoy being with you. But I also, in the last few years, even when Rollin started his podcast with people who are overcoming addiction, I was following that too, and it's, I just like hearing people's stories. Just like when I follow this, I just want to hear the last, I think this is the third week, right? So yeah, it was Credence and a Shaylen that I heard, and I just want to hear their stories, right? And because lots of us can relate to it, and it's funny when it's in the stuff that we go through in life, like imagine in 10 more years, Roland, and you tell people that, yeah, my mom like reported me that I was missing and I ended up in Meadow Lake. It's gonna be like, what the heck were you doing in Meadow Lake? You were in Jackfish Lodge. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's still like that. It's like, how the hell?
You still don't know?
No, I know. Yeah, definitely, I know. But
yeah,
Hey, I know.
I know.
still, how? It wasn't the plan.
Woke up in another reserve. How many of us listening to this show woke up in another reserve? Like they were just like stuck, and it's like, man, why did I go there? And trying to find a way home, and without cell phones before
I'm just
too,
the
right?
last penguin trying to find a way home.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do? Well, Roland, what do you do to balance your medicine wheel, like physically, emotionally, mentally, keep yourself intact, to be happy, to live the good life? What do you do? What do you do in Toronto?
I used to before, well, probably about a year and a half ago, close to around that incident, I was so worried about like public image, and it was due to the position that I was in, which you were, and I was also conflicted of like, what's the point of it, and like I didn't really know, and I was kind of just losing what was what, and after that day, it was just kind of like get my shit together, and then I kind of just stopped caring what people thought. It was just so shitty. Like I would like, it was so bad. Like I was like, oh, I love this meme, but if I share it, will they think less of me because like of the position I'm in, and I'm not supposed to be sharing this, blah blah blah. And it just got like, it almost froze me into a state of like not wanting to do anything wrong. So then I kind of just stopped giving a shit about it. And now I just kind of I kind of just take each day. Like I wake up every night. Me and my partner will ask the exact same question. How's your cup? How are you doing? What was your favorite part of the day? How many times did you laugh? How many times did you feel mad? Did you feel angry? Great. We felt angry. Like that's just being okay with feeling. Because when you're younger, if I was crying, I would have my uncles, ha ha, little girl, or like, oh, you're not strong. Don't wrestle with me if you can wrestle. Like it's just like stuff like that. So it's like always taught to even today, like me and my mom are learning how to hug each other. And we still don't, but like even like once in a while we'll hug and it'll be like a butt out type of like a weirdness. That maybe that's me, but like it's like we're learning how to express emotion. And for myself, how I keep myself balanced is I'm very selfish with my time now. And it feels so good to say that. It feels good to say no. I don't have enough time to do this. Before I was just like a yes man. You want to come out? You want to come out and do this? Yes. You want to come out and do that? Yes. And it translated to work. Oh, and you have this to do? Okay, yes. Oh, but we also need a singer at this time. All of a sudden, I'm like incredible, Mr. Incredible before his wedding day. And I'm just like, I got time, and I'm saving. So it was nuts. And so how I keep myself sane, I guess, is to just learning how. One of the things that I'm working on right now is learning how to appreciate things, and that is dealing with my number one addiction right now is chips. I love chips. My dream was to become a chip taster. You know how you. So my favorite thing to do is
no
a jalapeno chip and a dill pickle chip. You got hot dill pickle chip. So like I did that my whole life. So I can eat like 2 bags just from doing that. Like just tasting. Oh, I love it. Anyways,
what's your favorite kind of chip then?
Ketchup and jalapeno cheddar put together.
Together?
Yeah, it's good. You got to try it. Anyway,
chips at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah. So if you look on the back of the bag, 22 chips, and then there's 21 chips per serving. You grab one of those little bad boys and you eat them, and you just wait and like you chew it up almost so like it's like baby food, and then you like eat. I've been doing that for a while now. So then when you have like, let's say 30 chips, you're just like in heaven, like, oh my God, I'm like, and just like learning how to portion well with working out and, just learning how your body works and just, so I'm learning portioning out my food and stuff like that and learning how to love food, taste it. Yeah. I found out like I could taste, I'm just tasting like crazy foods and stuff like that.
Just I like chips. Yes. My roommates get mad at me because I drink a pop every day.
Pepsi?
Yeah. Every day. It's really bad. Yeah. But that's my addiction. I love pop. I'm going to have caps on my I'm not going to be able to laugh like this. I'm going to be laughing and my dentures will be falling out. I thought you were going to be like, say something totally different, but what you said, just like appreciating and being able to like learn those new things, like just hugging your mom, like I could relate to that because it was for how long it was so hard to tell people I love them. It was hard for me to say I love you. And I know that it's hard for a lot of people to say that word, I love you, but I don't know what it was, but I started to realize like I needed to tell my mom that I loved her more. And it wasn't even like, I don't know what it was, but I wasn't saying it to my family. I wasn't saying it to my siblings. I wasn't telling my grandma, my grandparents. Like it was the most difficult thing to do. to say I love you to them. But then to be able to get in the groove of that, and I know like at first it was kind of hard to say it, just as when you said it's like weird almost to like, get in there and hug, because it's like feels awkward, but it's just pushing yourself to do that, because that should be a normal thing. And it's because of some of the things that we have faced in our lives and our experiences where that just didn't become a thing anymore. You didn't do those things. You didn't practice those things. And so that's up to us to get that going again and breaking those cycles, to say, it's okay to say I love you. It's okay to hug me when you feel like you need a hug. Don't feel like it's awkward and that you can't come hug me. You can come hug me unless you're gonna mug me or something, but come hug me. But yeah, I understood that, and it's important to show people that you love them and show the people that you care about that you love them, and show them through, even if it's just like telling them or doing those little actions or hugging them. That helps you too, right? When people reciprocate that and then show you that too and do that for you. It's nice, just deadly. And you, Shaylen? Mr. Fox.
I was Mr. Fox. I was just thinking the exact same thing. I started a make or break habit challenge with my grade 11 class, and for the month of March.
Mm-hmm.
And it was anything that they could choose. Some of them was hit snooze, go to the gym, go for walks, healthy eating, meal prep. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna join this too, because I always think, if one of my coworkers have taught me, if you want students to participate in stuff, Shaylen, you have to participate too, whether it's a hat day, dress up day, Halloween kind of thing. So I always do that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do the make or break a habit. So I cut out. I also too enjoy drinking those little diet, like Pepsis.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't really drink a full bottle anymore, and I can't drink a full can. So it's a little diet Pepsis, which I still don't understand. Yeah. What I still don't understand, they're the exact same price I was buying. Like, you can buy a 2-liter for cheaper than those little 6-pack of cans. It's kind of like, yeah. But like, anyways, one of my ones that I wanted to do, because this is the exact thing, I wanted to hug my mom when we say bye, and when Rollin was telling a story, and I was just, when I first tried to hug my mom, in my mind, it was just like I was that Step Brother movie, just trying to like, yeah, it was. So the first 2 times that I was there and I had left, it was in my mind, but I just couldn't do it. And then finally, I think the last 3-4 times that I've been there, I have hugged her. So it's but it's still uncomfortable too, right? It's still it's not it doesn't come natural. So it's just it's my body just trying to go back to the old ways, and it's just not a relationship that we've never had, and I'm 38 years old, right? So it's but
like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
Oh yeah, you have to. That is one of my personal goals this year, is to get out of my comfort zone, is to be uncomfortable and to grow, right? So my what I do, I guess the physical, everybody knows I always fitness has been something that I've been doing, whether it's been going for runs, going to the CrossFit, soccer, golf, basketball kind of thing. So that one's the easy one, and actually Kayla, one of the ladies there, Kayla Olekhenicu, February of last year, for a few months, she was encouraging me. She was telling me she was journaling, and she's like, "You should do a challenge." I was like, "I don't know how to journal." I said, "I don't even know if I'm even." So I did, and I was like, after a couple of weeks, I was like, "I don't even know if I'm doing this right, Kayla. Like, I feel like I'm just doing nothing, like, writing, right?" And then I've honestly been doing that since February of last year, and we're on April, so I think I've only missed 2 days where it became easier. It was uncomfortable at the start, and I was like, "What am I even doing? Am I even doing this right?" And then journaling and listening to a podcast. Yeah. So I was listening to a pod. So I always listen to a podcast every morning, 10 to 15 minute one. 15 is a little long for my like attention span, but like a 10-minute one, I can listen to them. I actually listen to them whenever I go to Saskatoon. I download a podcast on the way. Inky Johnson is one of my favorite ones to listen to. I also read a book. Kayla again recommended it. How to do the work. It was her mom that was reading it, and I was so I read that book, and I follow them on Instagram, and they have a podcast page that the just healing on your own. So I always listen to Inky Johnson, and I listen to Dr. Nicole LePay or something like that. So I don't listen to music much when I travel. When I used to just listen to music all the time.
Yeah.
So those are my two that are pretty much what people know about. But the one that I don't talk about much and I don't share on social media, it's I go to I've been going to sweats more. When I first quit drinking, one of my buddies that took me under the wing on the cultural world was like, you know what, Shaylen, just come sweat every 4 months, just come 4 times a year, just kind of eat like ease into it. And this year, I've been trying to go once a month, and I've been going longer and starting to do a little bit more help around with the lodge, starting the fire, cutting, going, grabbing wood, bringing rocks, all of that kind of stuff too. And and that's where I'm at. I don't know nothing with the prayers and nothing like that, but so going to sweat, I even went and picked sage for the first time this year too, right? So that was something that and I have my own sage here now where I smudge before morning and at the end of the day. So that's just part of my life that I don't ever post a picture, and that's just me. I don't ever post a picture when I'm lighting the sage. I don't ever post a picture of my sage. It's just, it doesn't need to be shared. All things though, our culture doesn't need to be shared in that sense, and I just respect it in that way. And some people are comfortable with it, and that's fine. That's your own journey, and that's your own, like your healing world, right? One of the other things I guess I do, my last one is having conversations. I used to be a big believer. I'm going to send out 15 texts to people. Hey, how's it going? I hope everything's good. And that was my check-in, right? That was my check-in. And people would send that to me too. But now it's actually having conversations, right? Checking up on people and just seeing how they're doing. I was going to visit people in March. Actually, I didn't phone. I was like, I'm gonna go visit people. So I text some people and say, hey, can I come over? And they'd be like, yeah. And we'd sit there for 2 hours and laugh and joke around. And then when we're done, they're like, Shaylen, I was so worried that you were coming to tell me something. I didn't know if you were going through some trouble. Like all you said you wanted to come over and talk. And it's like, no, I just wanted to come and visit with you. So that happened quite a few times. So I enjoy those conversations. If you come to the gym where I'm at, I just enjoy chatting with everybody. And if someone
you don't let them work out.
No, I don't let them work out. Actually, I can talk and work out, and I can run and work like a workout. So it's actually pretty a unique the way
you can talk and work out.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go for a run with my buddy Jim there. We were going for runs. We were 13K and we just chatted the whole time, right?
Oh yeah, just be like I'd be acting while I was running. I think if I was running and I was trying to talk, I'd just be acting. Yeah.
So
trying to catch my breath, acting like I'm not huffing and puffing.
Sometimes I'd even walk the course. Well, most of the time I do walk the course, and I just enjoy walking. I just enjoy. I used to think I'd slow people down, but I don't think I slow people down much in golfing because we got to wait for people to shoot anyways by the time I get there. So
you and Rollin like to golf, hey?
Yeah. We were a golfing lots. This guy can crush a ball, man. Yeah.
You're probably happy Gilmore's it.
He's probably one of the shorter guys that I've golfed with, and he's probably one of the longest long ball hitters on tour. Yeah.
Do you guys have golfing out in Toronto? Is that big there or no?
Yeah, actually, well, like there's not much people in the inner city that do it, but like we get out to like Mississauga, it seems like there's quite a few. That's where the golf courses are mostly, is in Mississauga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it seems like old people do it out here mostly.
Old people.
You're not old.
No, just like the scene out there. Yeah, but
Are you right downtown?
yeah, I'm right in the place. So like they have these like little like communities, and I'm in the annex, it's called. And then like I think below me is like Little Italy, and then yeah, like I don't know, all these other ones. They're just like little like tiny communities. So
Wow.
yeah.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
You should have packed me in your suitcase.
So deadly.
I
Book
need
a
a break
meeting
from
there.
Saskatchewan.
What's that?
Said I need a break from Saskatchewan.
You
Okay.
should Hailey, you should book a meeting over there.
Where?
Toronto.
Yeah, it seems like I'm always going out west. I was actually telling Rollin that. I was like, I always go out west. I never go east.
Never go east.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm like, but I love the mountains and Vancouver, like BC. It's just a different feeling for me. Out in the six, I don't know. But for the people watching, I want you guys to just demanding. Why don't you just share a piece of advice that has helped you, or something that maybe even something that you wish you could tell your younger self? A message. It could be a good message, a long message, a short message, but something for the viewers that they can take away from this, from you guys, and something that you believe in and something that you practice and that you're passionate about. So whether that's Shaylen who goes first or Rollin, after that, you're going to have to say good night. But yeah, just share something nice for the people that have been watching and who have been watching this whole entire time. Thank you guys. Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess something that I've always lived by. I got a tattoo. It's that old. I don't know if you can see it, just the way my arm is. But it's the two wolves story about with the grandpa with the mushroom sharing story about the two wolves inside of you, the good and the bad wolf. After I quit drinking, that was I've always heard of that story before. It's always something that stood out to me. But that's what I always think about too. It's my addiction world versus my non-addiction world. Those two wolves are always going at it, and and I'm always feeding the non-addiction ones with different tools, different skills, different strengths for myself. So whatever journey you're on, whatever healing it is, the hardest step is always the first step. I guarantee you, it's just the first step. It's whether you're going to start a healthy journey, going to the gym, it's going to be the first step going into the gym. If it's you want to eat healthy, it's going to be the first step going into the grocery store. If you want to quit drinking, it's going to be the first step going into AA or going into rehab. So whatever it is, it's the first step that is going to be the hardest. And us indigenous people, you hear so many people that say that go back to your culture, go back to your roots. That's 100% true. That's what's helping me along the way. One of the aspects, having an open mind. No matter how much I know in life, I can know more. So I don't know everything. I'm always going to be learning. So and enjoy life. I'm also the exact same way, and I struggle with it too. I try to fix so many things in my past that I'm always looking in my past. I'm always trying to better something for my future that I forget to live in the moment. I got to live in the present day. So just enjoy the moment. Um, Answers will come to you when they're meant to come to you, and the creator is not just going to give us strength and all of a sudden we're strong individuals. He's going to give us tests. He's going to give us challenges. He's going to give us obstacles, and we overcome those. Then we're going to get stronger. Then he's going to give us another challenge and another obstacle, and then we're going to overcome that, and we're going to come stronger again. And then he's going to give us another one, and we're going to come stronger. So it just takes all these little steps, and you have to figure it out. And that sometimes that comes to you right away. Sometimes it doesn't. But you're just going to get stronger. And you're also going to realize that it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Whatever your healing journey works for you. This happened to work for me. I am not perfect. So this works for me. So whatever works for you, and by all means, just continue on it. And we all have a story to share. So be proud to share your story. Be proud to where you come from. Be proud of where you're going. But also be proud of who you are today, because there's lots of great stories of our Indigenous people thriving in this world. They aren't just surviving anymore; they're thriving. They're sharing their success stories. All these business, all these entrepreneurs, all these people who are becoming politicians, teachers, doctors, a nutritionist, coaches, athletes, going to university, getting scholarships, making the NHL. Those are the stories that we always want to hear. Right? It's not always about our addictions and things like that. Let's also share the success stories. So thank you guys for having me on, and thank you guys for listening to me, and you guys have a great rest of the night. Thank you very much.
Aww. Shaylen, you're great. You're amazing. And yeah, it's always important to be authentic and own up to your own experiences, your own mistakes, and share that. That's your truth. That's who you are. That's made you the individual that you are. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Rollin, can I get you on here?
Okay, advice. There's two things I would like to share is make sure you're taking it easy on yourself. Try not to overthink too much and think shit I should have done this or shit I should have done that. Or even if you miss you're starting your wellness journey, you're going to the gym, you miss a couple of days, make sure you just go back. Make sure you go back. Take it easy on yourself. Make know that those mistakes happen, or not even mistakes, but that happens. So just take it easy. One and another thing is just whatever your dream is or whatever you're going for in life, just do it. Just take those first steps, like Shaylyn said. Do it, because you never know what the opportunity that lies behind the door that you are gonna open. As soon as you do it, or if you have an opportunity to go to school, apply it. Not just to one school where you think you're okay, maybe I have a chance, or anywhere like that. Apply to a bunch of schools and apply yourself to multiple things in your wherever you see yourself or where you want to be. So one is take it easy on yourself, and two is to just do it. Just go out there and do the best thing that you're going to do, and wherever you see yourself, and trust and have full confidence in the stories that you heard from your old ones as well as your experiences, and know that you can do it. So yeah, thank you again for Newo and Hailey for having myself on. It's I greatly appreciate it. I was a little nervous coming on at first, but um, I feel good, and I hope I was able to share that energy with you guys. So have a good night. Thank you.
The podcast is over. Well, thank you for everyone that had a chance to come in here and tune in. Oh, Rollin's in the background making me laugh here. And he left. Anyways, I'm really glad that I could get Shaylen and Rollin on here to the podcast because they have amazing stories and, they have been successful, and there has been those little bumps on the roads that tried to prevent them from succeeding in the way that they have. And even for me, they've mentored me in a way and have always, encouraged me to be a positive individual in the communities. And I was gonna say role model, but I don't like using the word role model. But and I don't tell them that often that that they inspire me in a way, and that what they do, that I look at that, and I'm a very observant person, and I've always seen the good in them both, and how dedicated they are to the things that they love to do, and the hard work that they always put in, because they know that it's going to pay off. They know that it's going to make them feel better. And there are going to be those days where you don't want to do anything and you would rather just stay home and isolate yourself. But the commitment and dedication that Shaylen and Rollin have is truly inspiring. And just for youth in general, they have been that mark there. And even for people like suffering with addictions and trying to go on that sobriety journey, like Shaylen is a great advocate for that. And just the things that he practices in his life is super important. And Rollin, laughter, he's amazing. He loves to make other people laugh. He's an educator. He loves to tell stories, and he teaches people by sharing those stories. So it's amazing how we're all so interconnected. And I know I'm a female, I'm a young Indigenous woman, but I can also resonate with Shaylen, who has some years over me, and with Rollin, who's hours away, but lives a totally different life than me. So it's great to have them on here. And hopefully, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get on here last episode, but next episode we're gonna be back here, and it's just gonna be awesome and kicking it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Feel free to comment back later, leave us some feedback, and I'm just so blessed, and we're so honored that you guys are able to tune in and support the Newo Wellness community, and because you guys are all a part of it. And that's what we do here. We build a family, we build connections, relationships with people, and we nourish all aspects of self, and we try to practice that. So thank you, and I will see you guys next week. Peace and love.